Hi, guys. Last lesson, real quick. I'm going to make this really quick. This is literally just kind of like a wrap up, congratulations type thing. Like, where do I go from here after I learn this really cool new skill? So there's no note sheet for this. You just might want to have a piece of paper to jot a few, a little bit of information down. I think I've talked about a lot of this in class, but I just want to make sure you have the information moving forward. Like, where do I go from here? This is the end of the semester. What do I do with all this information I just learned? All right, so congratulations. You are one step closer to being in your career. You got one more semester after this, and a lot of you are heading into clinicals and doing your shadowing and internships and all that good stuff. So what do I do with this new skill? So some of you have already approached me about doing some shadowing or interning at the hospital and or outpatient settings. And from what I understand, Carol is working on that. So just keep contact with Carol. The only thing that I do for that to get you in is just kind of maybe work on the schedule for you because you'd be shadowing with myself and one other colleague. So I might work on the schedule, but Carol has to handle all of the paperwork. So I would be reaching out to Carol, making appointments with her, and figuring out exactly how it's going to work into your schedule. So what can I do with this class? So where do I go from here? What are my options moving forward? Obviously. So and the first thing you can do is you can just become what's called an EKG technician. So an EKG technician can work in hospitals, outpatient offices. They perform EKGs in-house, and then the emergency department, outpatient offices, cardiology offices. They do something called pacemaker interrogations. They do Holter monitors. So all the information you've gathered in this specific course would actually qualify you to be the EKG technician. You could actually sit for the certification also. That is through the NHA, the National Healthcare Association. If you are interested in sitting for a certification to get EKG certified as a certified EKG technician, I believe the cost is about $120 right now. I can tell you the website and how to get there. So if you are interested in sitting for a certification, just when you apply for a job at the hospital and there's two people that have this course, which one do you think typically gets the job over the other one? The one with the certification, right? So, if you're looking for something to do this sort of job, the certification just kind of gives you a leg up. Not required, just an option, kind of give you a leg up. So there is a job at the hospital called cardiac monitoring. So this is someone who actually sits in a room, and patients that are in their rooms where in the hospital will wear a Holter monitor or a telemetry monitor, whatever you want to call it, on their body. It sends a signal to this person in a room with all of these heart monitors up. Okay, so they sit in that room and they monitor everyone's heart rhythm. They're making sure that they don't go into something crazy like AFib or A-flutter or VTAC, or these would be patients that have a history of that sort of thing, and you're just keeping track of them. You see something weird that goes off, and you call the nurse on the floor. So that is an actual job, believe it or not. You can sit in a room and just watch EKG monitoring skills all the way across. Yes, that's a job, and that pays actually pretty well. They still hire those at the hospital as well, and sometimes at some outpatient offices. So a cardiovascular technologist, that is what I am at the hospital. What I do is I run cardiac stress tests on patients in the stress lab. We do treadmill stress tests, pharmacological, stress echoes, PET stresses. I prep the patients, I care for the stress machines, I help the patient recover after the test. I apply the Holter monitors, download information that's stored. I read the Holter monitors for the physicians. So it's a little more in depth than just the EKG technician. You're going to do a lot more testing. This does typically require that you at least had this course and pass successfully. And usually they're looking for you to have an associate's degree. So you guys are close to that. So as soon as you finish in the spring with your associate's degree, you could actually become a cardiovascular technologist, either at the hospital or in these outpatient offices that I mentioned. They're cardiology offices that hire cardiovascular techs to work in their outpatient office, like Monday through Friday type thing. So if you were looking for a job in that, look under cardiovascular offices like cardiology physicians. You can Google search up cardiovascular technology jobs. This is a non-invasive cardiovascular technologist. There's a difference. There is an invasive one. They work in the cath lab. You do not have the skills for that. Some people will hire you with this skill and train you for the second skill, but that just depends on who they are, how much they have the need, and how many applications they get, obviously. So this is a non-invasive cardiovascular technologist. Everything we've done in class will qualify you to do this job. There's also facilities called cardiac rehab facilities. So these are people that have undergone some sort of cardiac or pulmonary event. So pulmonary embolisms, they may have had catheterizations where they had stents placed, bypass surgery, and they have to go to a rehab program to basically work their way back into something physical. So they are not able to they're not able to just jump out and start exercising right away. They've been bedridden for a little bit. Their heart needs to repair itself. So they start off slow with the professional, overlooking of a professional like yourself, that making sure that they're going to be safe and doing things properly so they don't, nothing bad happens to them while they're learning to exercise again. So they would do their program. Sometimes it's 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks. So you'd have a rotation of patients that come 2-3 times a week in the cardiac rehab setting. You'd hook them up to the Holter monitor. You watch their monitor while they exercise. You give them ideas to how to do their exercises, work a little workout program for them, which is usually basic, and go from there. So this is also a job that you can do with this degree and or job, this class that we did. And then this is what I was talking about earlier, the certification. So the NHA CET certification, that stands for Certified EKG Technician. This is the website, the www.nhanow.com. You would register for the CET exam. Once you register and pay for it, the options open up, like you can choose the site, what date works for you. I took my certification test at the UD campus. They have a testing site there. They offer these kind of all over the place. It might be in Dover, it might be in Wilmington, it might be at UD, just depends on, what's going on at that time of year. The cost typically is $120, like I said. And again, this will give you a leg up if you're trying to break into the medical field as far as like a CT, like a certified EKG technician or anything else that you're trying to do with the EKG realm of things. So I would highly recommend. I am certified, and it's a good exam, and everything that I've taught you in this course should prepare you for the exam. Okay, so also don't forget me when you when we're all done. You can always use me as a reference. My email is the best email to reach me at is that one. If you do my Deltec email, it bumps to this one, so it doesn't really matter. You can text me on my cell phone. That's my cell phone number. And then join my email list for upcoming career opportunities. I'm going to post a link to D2L for a little Google form that you can fill out and join my email list. So whenever there's a job opening that pops up, I usually send it out to people I think might be interested, and then you know how to apply for it. But absolutely use me as a reference. You see cool EKGs out in the field, you want to share it with me, take a picture and text it to me. We'll chat about it. This happens very regularly for me. It sounds weird, but I am that EKG nerd that we talked about. I am that person. So if you ever find anything cool that you see on an EKG and you want to share it with me, or you're like, hey, I saw this today and I don't know what it is, text me, show me. I will share with you. It'll be awesome. So also, I just wanted to thank everybody. It was a great semester, and I really look forward to what you're going to do with your careers moving forward, and excited for your future. So as always, I am here for you, even beyond. Don't forget about me, and I hope to work with you soon. Take care, everybody.